Hi, this is Pastor Steve with an encouraging word. This week we're talking about becoming aware of God's presence. I'm not really talking about Sunday mornings when we might be in person for a worship service or watching a service online. I'm not even particularly talking about the times we get alone to read the scriptures, spend time in prayer. I'm talking about becoming aware of God's presence in our day-to-day living as we go about our regular routine, to notice and pay attention. And today I'm talking about listening, about using our ears. Jesus' favorite phrase, said more than any other in the Gospels, is the one who has ears to hear, let him hear. Isaiah 55 verse 12 talks about this in an unusual way. Let me read it for you. You will go out in joy and will be led forth in peace. And the mountains and the hills will burst forth in the song, and the trees of the field will clap their hands. It says if we're listening, we'll hear the mountains and hills singing. We'll hear the trees clap their hands. We've all heard the rustling of the leaves. Don't know if you listen to it as clapping their hands. We know the Sound of Music says the hills are alive with the sound of music. Don't know if I really hear the hills and mountains that way. But certainly I do hear the birds. I hear them singing. In fact, I had to wait a while to record this devotional because the birds were so loud. I wondered what they were expressing in their songs. Maybe words of praise to God. There's lots of sounds we hear that capture our attention. A child's laughter. The parsonage is located near an elementary school, and so I hear the swings creaking back and forth sometimes, and the sound of children. Lets me know there are people around, but also expresses a joy, the simple pleasure of a child swinging. There are so many sounds we hear. We can indeed hear the wind blow through the trees. We can hear it sometimes in the majesty of thunder. Awareness of God's presence, of the world that God has made. And so I may doubt a little bit the psalmist's words of the hills being alive with music and singing, but I know there's so many sounds that remind me of God's activity in this world. And if I'm listening, even in my life. If I'm honest, I've heard commercials at times that remind me of God's presence, that I'm not in life alone. Sometimes a TV show will touch my heart through what I hear. And of course, music. Music's a powerful expression of sound that not only touches the ear, but touches the heart. So I invite you to listen as you go through your day, listening to the people that are speaking to you. They have things to say that might be touching your heart, making you aware of a need, aware of the love they have for you, that you are blessed by God because God is present in your life and present in this world. Even the sounds of the train in the distance remind me of things happening even as I sleep, that the world goes on and God's watching over it, that things are moving from place to place. When we hear sirens, it's a call to attention. And when my children were younger, we used to be in the car together. I'd say as we heard a siren, let's pray for those who are in trouble. There may be someone in that ambulance who needs help. There may be an accident and people's lives are being changed. There are people trying to help other people. So hearing a siren is a call to prayer and asking for God's presence to be in the lives of people in need. So listen today and see what you might hear that might point your ears to God. And of course, if your ears are listening, your heart is too. Let the one who has ears to hear, hear. For God is on the move in this world and in our lives. And that's a word of encouragement today as you listen to this devotional from Pastor Steve.